Hi there, my name is Neil Beckon, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell so you are notified when new videos drop. And it is day 2 of the apocalypse. It's day 2 where we're all where there's a global pandemic. We're all shut in our homes and told don't go near anyone. But don't panic, everything's fine. No need to worry now. No, okay. Here's the reason why this is freaking me out. There's 2 reasons, right? Really. One, I'm a sci-fi geek, so, I've seen this movie a million freaking times before, There's an old show called Survivors, which is really, really good, where there's a global pandemic and everybody freaking dies. They actually revamped it, I think, in 2007? Early 2000s? It was pretty good. If you can find it, you should check it out. We've seen the pandemic movie a billion times over where everybody dies. Okay, so there's that going on. Secondly, I'm a rabbi. I'm a real freaking rabbi. I live in Israel, okay? This is a bit biblical, this is all a little bit end of days, for me. Wherever you are on theology, whatever you believe, whatever religion you are, whatever. Honestly, if you've been to my channel before, I don't give a crap. If we believe different things, that's fine. You're a great person. It doesn't impact on me, and I think we should be friends. Anyway, but from my worldview, I believe the Bible actually happened. I believe it was a historical document as also as a theological one as well. And if you have any questions about that, go ahead and ask me because you can because I like to think I'm a rational person. I like to think I'm reasonably intelligent. I'm not but I'm a rational and intelligent guy. So if you ever have any question how can a rational, intelligent person believe this is real, it's probably you have a misconception about what the Old Testament is saying. But anyway, so again, whether you believe it or not doesn't matter. But the story of the Exodus, for example, a real biblical story. They made a movie of it several times. It must be a good story. But the story of the Exodus, the 10 plagues, that took place over 10 months. Actually, it took place over a year. Each plague was a month. You had a couple of weeks of warning, a couple of weeks of plague, and then a week of cleanup, essentially. So I kind of imagine this is what it would have been like if it was real, if it happened, if it's true. What it would have been like, you're sitting at your home in Egypt and suddenly the Nile turns to blood. You're like, whoa, that's crazy. So I think that's, again, culturally, I think that's pretty much where we are. So that is why I'm freaked out. So that is why I'm reviewing lots of movies about the end of civilization, the end of the world, because I think we might be there. But hopefully we're not. And I guess I guess it gives us more time to watch great movies. Actually, I've got so much stuff to watch. It's really weird. It's kind of this apocalypse has happened at roughly the right time because I got to watch a new episode of new season of Westworld that just came out. There's a show called Avenue 5 because I got my subscription to HBO because I got something to watch. Well, so there's a sci-fi show with Hugh Laurie called Avenue 5. I got a couple of episodes. There's a new show called Devs I just found about, which I really got to watch. And I still got the last couple of episodes of Altered Carbon to watch. There's too much to go through. So I think it's kind of good that we're all shut up. Anyway, so my name is Neil Beckon, the Rabbi from there. Hi, welcome to my channel. If you could hit the subscribe button, thank you very much. I really, really appreciate that. If you hit it, I'm at about 500 or so subscribers. If you can get me to 1,000 subscribers by the time this, the all clear is sounded, which hopefully will be in a couple of weeks, if you can get me, that would be fantastic. If you take a second to hit the subscribe button, thank you very much. I want to show you my appreciation. I give away stuff every week on this channel. I'm giving away something a little bit different this week. I'm giving away Breaking Bad, the complete Breaking Bad Season 2. Fantastic season of TV. We're going to be starting doing Breaking Bad streams very, very soon. So, all you need to do to win it is subscribe to the channel. From my perspective, subscribing is the important part. And leave the hashtag, I'm the one who knocks. You go look at the video notes. It'll give you all the instructions on how to win it. I will do the giveaway, I think, next Sunday, maybe. It'll be, the 22nd or around there. Again, look at the video notes. I mean, if we're going to do a regular Breaking Bad stream, we should really do the giveaway there. We should do the prize draw there. I got another one to give away as well. So Oh, also in the video notes, there's a free download of a Doctor Who story made in the of an audio story made in the mid-80s, starring Nicholas Briggs as the Doctor. I think that one's going to be a Silurian one. It's really quite good. It's kind of like Lovecraftian. Anyway, help yourself. Download. Please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the share button. All those things are very, very helpful, and I am really, genuinely, very, very, very grateful. So, okay, what do we do while we're waiting for society to implode? Let's watch movies about society ending, and the movie we're watching today is Annihilation. Now, this is a strange one for me to be reviewing because on paper, I should hate this movie. It's got everything in it that I should really. It's got every 2020, 2017, 2018, 2019, trope that I absolutely hate. So it should be terrible, and it ticks all the boxes for a terrible movie. But it's let me just go with the boxes of what they are. Firstly, it's got this an all-female cast on a military mission. Now that is like a warning bell for for like saying like a painfully woke movie desperately trying to make a point. So and that's the first. The second thing it's got in it that I really hate is Natalie Portman. I cannot stand Natalie Portman. Not because she's a terrible actress, although she was kind of bland in Star Wars. And if you ever seen Leon, the Professional, when she was a kid in it, that's kind of a weird paedophile movie. So but here's why I can't stand Natalie Portman. A lot of time in Hollywood, the Hollywood glitterati, they love to say Israel is terrible. They love to bash Israel. They like to say terrible things about Israel. And honestly, if you're not Jewish, or you're not knowledgeable of the situation, most of the things you hear about Israel are completely not true. It's an incredibly blended multicultural society. It's quite a libertarian blended multicultural society. It's not a country full of Nazis evilly oppressing people. So I get really upset when you have Israelis, who Natalie Portman is Israelis, who know better, but are in the Hollywood glitterati and they give in to that peer pressure and they bash Israel as well. So I just can't stand it. It just shows us such a weak character. Cannot stand it. So like this, it seems like this real annoying, stupid feminist movie starring an annoying, stupid woman who I don't even think is an annoying, stupid woman. However, I freaking love this movie. I freaking love this movie. It's fantastic. And there's one reason why I love this movie. It's called Alex Garland. Alex Garland is the director, and he is a fantastic. In fact, he's such a good director. I saw that the next thing he's working on is a TV show called Devs. The first 3 episodes out. I gotta watch that as well now. So that's what this movie's got me into. Also, it's made me realise I also got to watch this movie which got terrible reviews, but also stars Natalie Portman by another creator who I love called Noah Hawley. Did what's it? Not Fargo. Did the Fargo show and Legion. Both fantastic TV shows. So he had a movie starring her, Lucy in the Sky. Yeah, I got to watch that as well. Although it's got terrible reviews. And now, as I'm watching that, I also going to watch Ad Astra, starring who was it? Brad Pitt. So I told you, I've got so much more. If society suddenly goes back to the can you say it on YouTube? The terrible. The blight that is spreading across the world. Can you say? Anyway, if that goes away, I'm screwed because I got just too much stuff to watch. I know I can get through all this. So, anyway, Alex Garland, freaking incredible movie. I really, really recommend this. So, why do I recommend it? Let me tell you. Most of the story of Annihilation is told in flashback, but it's not really, because much of the movie, and this is why I like it, much of the movie is about movie is about disparate entities becoming intertwined and reflecting and refracting one another when they're intertwined. So I think that extends also to the perception of time in this movie. So, see, you're getting that we're not. This is not your very normative fare. Yeah, listen, I like weird movies. I do. I really like weird movies that take you to weird places and things you haven't thought before. That's why I think that's why this movie just ticks a lot of boxes of things I like, even though on paper, I should absolutely hate it. So, Natalie Portman plays Lena, who's again, another reason I should hate it. She's a cellular biology professor, which sounds like a really Mary. So, cellular biology professor who's part of a military team exploring this unknown area in Maine, New England. And so again, it sounds like a but really fantastic movie. So so it sounds like that she's a Mary Sue. Is she? No, she's not Mary Sue. Mary Sue is a female character who is perfect in every way, and consequently quite dull. You see a lot of Mary Sues on TV right now. Anyway, but she's not a Mary Sue. You think she is, but she's not. So she's co-opted to this military team exploring this area called the Shimmer. Now, the Shimmer developed 3 years prior to the movie starting when a meteor hit. It struck next to a lighthouse. Again, very picturesque main landscape, and it's been growing slowly ever since. So the Shimmer is completely impenetrable to any scans. They can't. They don't know what's going on in there. The only way you can survey is by sending in people to survey it, sending expeditions. But no expedition has ever returned from the Shimmer, which is not really a good sign. So Natalie Portman is one of the only people who's been in there and has returned. And so the movie starts off, she's being debriefed, and she's very dazed and very unclear about what's going on. Like, when did this happen? And she doesn't really remember things. And then from then, it kind of flashes back to the beginning of the story when, an amount of time earlier, her husband returns home. Her husband is in the military, and he's been away on a mission for the past year. And he just walks in, and again, he's very dazed, dazed and confused. He's been on a secret military mission, and the minute he gets home, other than being dazed and confused, he then becomes violently ill, and then has to be rushed to hospital. And on the way to hospital, like these helicopters swoop down and they pick him up. That's never a good sign, by the way. If you're in an ambulance and like a lot of black unmarked cars stop you and take you somewhere else, that's normally bad news. Anyway, from there she's recruited to join this new team that's entering the Shimmer, and it's an all female team. And the reasons for it being all female are never addressed in the movie, leaving the viewer to fill in that blank for themselves. If they want to pay attention to it at all. So it's kind of silly not paying attention to it, but that's exactly the sort of thing that like the blue checkmark Twitter, the Twitterati, the social justice warriors on Twitter like to do. They like to pretend that it's not a thing. They like to ignore that. Here's the reason that it's an issue that it's an all female team doing this military survey, because for I think as a species, as an entire freaking species, for I think the entirety of human history, that the military has almost been entirely male. Whenever there's been any society, whenever human society has there been any job where there's real risk of injury or loss of life, that's always been a predominantly male feed. So that field. So that's why it's an issue. It's all it's all female crew. Now, your gender studies acolyte, will say, "Oh, that's all just for sociological reasons," and they will, and they'll and they don't really understand that that's just a theory. That's their theory, and it's a theory actually that makes you for you to believe in it. You got to ignore a bunch of kind of important facts. The theory that kind of blow facts that blow that theory out of the water. In my reasonably uneducated opinion, but that's my opinion anyway. But that's just what social justice warriors normally do. They will ignore whatever counters their whatever narrative they want to believe of the day. But not addressing why it's all female actually really works in this movie, because it's got this very hazy, dreamlike logic to it, which is one of the great reasons to see it. So it's one of the most startlingly beautiful and disturbing movies I've ever seen as well. It really is. It's got a feeling of a trippy 1970s Vietnam movie more than anything else. It's got a very heavily acoustic soundtrack, like guitar soundtrack, as the team walks through this just stunning, beautiful Martha's Vineyard countryside. And one of the parts that really throw you into the dream logic of the movie is when they first entered the shimmer, which is like, again, it's a very subtle special effect. But when they first go into it, the next thing they know, they're waking up and it's they're in their tents. And their communication equipment doesn't work. They check their supplies. Nobody, and as far as everybody knows, that they just went in the shimmer, but they checked the supplies and they've been there for like several days minimally, but maybe longer. But before the segue between the scenes, and we have this a few times in the movie, there are these kind of semi-quasi flashbacks. But again, I don't think they're flashbacks, because I think time and self is being refracted in the movie, which, again, such a freaking fascinating idea. And we get to see the story of Natalie Portman and Jason Isaacs' marriage unfold. And it becomes like a real integral part to the ongoing narrative, rather than giving you an understanding of where people are. So the main bulk of the movie reflects one of my favorite movies of all time, Apocalypse Now. It's got to be, it's probably one of my top 5 movies. And I got a lot of movies like, well, Apocalypse. I love Apocalypse Now because it's got a group of going on a quest, through increasingly bizarre and disturbing, and often it's stunningly beautiful countryside, as they try and make it to the lighthouse, the heart of the shimmer, where the initial meteor crashed down. So on the way there, they discover that the DNA, or they theorize the DNA of everything within the shimmer is being refracted like it's through a kaleidoscope, mixing all these things together. So the boundaries that define self, define reality, start to break down. So this is why I think it's kind of an anti-social justice warrior movie, because, like, again, the Twitterati, the blue checkmark Taliban, Twitter Taliban, they hate the idea of there being any boundaries between anyone. They find boundaries to be just immoral, no matter what the boundaries are. Be they boundaries between countries, boundaries between property, boundaries between genders. Any boundary they find immoral. That's actually what I think was the thrust of Guillermo del Toro's, was it his last movie, Shape of Water, and that's kind of really why I didn't like it, because I normally love his work. So I think because it is showing like this breaking down of boundaries of reality. To be a bad thing. I often thought, if you had a supervillain like Lex Luthor or something, or that wants to destroy the world, they just leave this like pulse in the world that like breaks down the boundaries of reality. People wanting to break down boundaries of reality, that will eventually destroy the world. So that's why. So that again, but the effect of that is you get just this fantastic and insane visuals that again, beautiful and disturbing. You have these beautiful flowers that take the form of people. You have terrifying monsters. There's an alligator which has shark teeth. There's a really disturbing and terrifying mutated bear that kills one the group. And when you see it later, the death screams of the person they kill becomes part of the bear. It's part of the sounds the bear makes, is the screams of the person that that you built up this a relationship with the character. So eventually they find Jason Isaacs' team's base, because he was there before Natalie Portman, and the records of what went on there. I'm not going to spoil it, because it's really, really interesting. Again, interesting, disturbing, fascinating, and they arrive at before they arrive at the very heart of the shimmer, where there's revelations in there that are like profound and implications for all life on Earth. So it's honestly, it's a mesmerizing and brilliant film. So please, 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 don't be put off by all the many warning labels they put on it. Firstly, they didn't release it to the cinemas, which was an utter crime, because again, this movie is really meant to be seen on the big screen. Although I guess nobody can see it on a big screen right now, because they closed all the bloody cinemas. See, that's the thing. That's the sort of thing that freaks me out. They closed the cinema. So. Don't be put off by any of those warning labels. But because of that, it's The only thing I'll say is this: to really enjoy it, you've got to detach yourself from these 2020 sensibilities of like this ongoing cultural apocalypse, where there's this like hatred of family and white men and just this weird stuff going on throughout the entertainment. If you can detach yourself from that and just watch it as a piece, one piece of art, one piece of entertainment, I think you'll enjoy it. It's really worth your time. I strongly recommend it. It's a strong recommend from me. I do hope you check it out. I do hope you enjoy it. I do hope you let me know what you think of it, because it's great. I love it. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen. My name is Sheila Becken, the Rabbi from Another Planet. Again, if you can hit the subscribe button, thank you so much. That is fantastic. Don't forget to enter to win Breaking Bad Season 2. Fantastic season of TV. And have yourself, when we're trapped inside during the apocalypse, but have yourself a fantastic day.